And so I proceeded to eat an entire bag of meth and almost like I thought I was going to die.
This is Jake McCullum, guys. He is a YouTuber that I think we became acquainted about 2 years ago, right? I think just from the internet, and
Sounds about right.
and yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting you in my on Eeyore's birthday in Austin, Texas, the Eeyore's birthday video. And man, I think you're a huge inspiration. I don't want to give up too much of your story, but I think you're a beautiful person and a huge inspiration to do what you do and stay so positive and really just find your own path, man, and rely on yourself to be reliable. And I don't know, bro. I just think you're a beautiful guy.
I appreciate that, man. Likewise.
Yeah, man. So I didn't know if you wanted to maybe just tell Chad and tell the people just a little bit about yourself and your story, because I mean I think it's a wild one, and it's inspirational, and it inspires me at least. And if you don't want to, man,
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to put you on the spot. I know yeah, it's all good if not.
No, 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 it's all good. I'd love to share. If I get to going for too long or anything like that, make sure to tune in. I can talk all day if I wanted to. But yeah, hi everyone that's listening. My name's Jake McCollum. I've been living out of my car for over 4 years now, I think, and I used to be addicted to crystal meth for 8 years. I'm coming up on 5 years sober on October 31st, which is Halloween. So I'll be celebrating 5 years from the hard drugs, from anything mind altering though. I've been sober for just a little bit over a year. I never really had issues with like smoking weed or drinking. That was never really my thing. It was all about all the tweaker type of drugs for me are what were really addicting. But
The amphetamines.
yes, sir, the amphetamines, the methylphenidates, all of that good stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. Then I think I don't know that many people who have been in that place that you were, and have been so open and honest about it on the internet and overcame. I feel like obviously it's a journey, but I feel like you have overcame and you're still overcoming. And I don't know, bro. I really have enjoyed your videos, and I've you want to talk a little bit about how you got to that place where you wanted to get sober and you wanted to make a change?
Sure, sure. So, yeah, I mean, 8 years right out of high school, I started using with what I thought was my best friend. That's a completely different story, but basically, he was not a good friend. And yeah, I mean, after 8 years and graduating high school and all of that stuff, eventually my own drug dealer was like, yo, like, you are out of control and you need rehab. My own drug dealer told me that. And so my drug dealer slash best friend told me that, got me an appointment with a marketer out in Florida. And literally the next day I was on a plane to Florida to go to rehab. And I wasn't serious. I'll be completely honest with everyone. I was not serious. I was making reservations to get high as soon as I got back from rehab, and that's exactly what I did. But when I got home and I started to use, I felt different. Like, man, I just wasted 45 days of my life trying to get sober just to fuck it all up. And
Yeah.
I felt so guilty that I ended up driving my car from Texas all the way back to Florida, but I couldn't stop using. And so I was still addicted to the drug, but I knew I still wanted help. And so I was like in this purgatory state. And so while I was still using meth, I drove myself 20 hours to Florida, made it there. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go back to detox like sober. That would be stupid. And so I proceeded to eat an entire bag of meth and almost like I thought I was going to die.
Oh man.
Yeah. Luckily, the marketer met me at the same rehab that I had already gone through, and took me to a detox. Or actually, he took me to the hospital first, but the hospital was like, we don't want to deal with him. Just let him cool off and get some rest. And so he took me to detox, and then I was up for like 3 days. But after the 3 days of detox, I ended up going back to rehab, and it was the most embarrassing thing ever, man. A lot of the clients were still there from the first time that I went, and I was just in shame. These, and basically, I took it seriously the second time, and I did really well.
What do you think brought about that change of like the second stab at it was different than the first? Like, what do you think was actually different? Just the experience of going through it, the pain once, and then not wanting to re-go through it, or what was it?
I think I wasn't ready the first time. It was, I wasn't doing it for myself the first time. I was just doing it the first time because someone told me I needed to do it. I was under the influence, and I just went with it. After having gone through those 45 days and seen how beautiful life could be without drugs, is when, I came home and was like, I just started to do what I had always known to do, which was use. But then as soon as I took that first hit, like, I was like, no, this isn't right. And that's why the second time I went for myself, and that's when things changed.
That's beautiful, bro. Yeah, I feel like that's such an important thing, is like, you can't force somebody who's an addict to make a lifestyle change. You can prevent them for a limited time, but I feel like that bug in them is always going to reappear unless they want it to go away. Do you think that's true?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You have to put in the work yourself, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you cannot force someone's hand, man. You can try to guide them to help see the light, but you cannot force someone's hand. So, what was it like? Just that first week sober, that second time when you really stuck to it, because it's crazy to think you're 5 years into that journey, but it all started off just with that first week, man. And what was that first week like?
Yeah, man, it was amazing. What I thought, like, all of the clients, like I was saying, that were already there, they see me come back all messed up and everything. The beautiful thing about, trying to get sober and being in recovery and everything is no one is judging you. Just like even hearing you earlier, there was a dude that commented saying, he doesn't really believe in like the sobriety thing and stuff like that. It's just like, we're all super supportive and everything. And it's super beautiful. I don't know, but as far as how I felt that first week, it was like just an overwhelming sense of like relief, I guess. Like, I finally get to like try and make a change in my life, and I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of like-minded people that are trying to do the same thing. Sadly, half of those people have passed away. But the important thing is that they were trying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a very low percentage of people that actually make it through. So, I mean, if you're alive and today, like, pat yourself on the back. This shit is not easy.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're alive, man, there is still hope. I feel like the only time hope is lost is when you don't get to wake up in the morning. Don't you feel like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
So, shit, man. So, when did it really start to feel like you were getting past that the addiction? Like, I know you're not ever really past it completely, but like, was there a time frame? Was it 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months?
I would probably say a couple of months. It would for me, it was about 2 or 3 months where I felt like I really had like a grasp on it, because that gave me enough time to be like, okay, what can I do with my life that is not drugs? Like, maybe getting a job or spending more time with family, picking up a hobby like skateboarding or running, maybe. I would say about 3 months to kind of, get yourself grounded a bit. But man, I mean, Yeah, that's how much time it took for me. Everyone, but of course, probably everyone is different. Could take some people 2 days, could be a week. But yeah.
And I guess was YouTube a big part of your journey during that time? Because I mean, you were active 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So was YouTube something that helped you in any way? Hold yourself accountable or get through that acute period of recovery?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I'd go as far as to say that YouTube actually helped keep me sober. Just because I was documenting my life, and it felt good. It's like journaling, but in video form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that definitely really helped me. And then people are like commenting on the videos that can relate with you, like you and I, about our problems, and everyone else is going through similar things or close to it. So YouTube definitely, for sure, helped me a lot. I was actually still living in a halfway house with a bunch of other addicts when I started my YouTube channel. And I've basically been sober ever since. There's one video in between today and when I started where I had relapsed, but in that video I explain what happened and everything, and I was completely transparent.
Do you remember what you remember what that video is called?
Yeah, it's called doing a drug addict study on myself. And basically it was just it was kind of like one of those relapse where it's actually called a lapse. So a relapse is where you're fully blown into your addiction again, and you could be on it for another year, a month, a week, whatever that looks like for you. But a lapse is like when you use one time and you're like, oh shit, no, I fucked up, I shouldn't have done that, and you kind of go back to living the way you were. So it's kind of like, just, I guess you could kind of say, like a reminder, like, yeah, no, you stopped doing that for a reason. You know what I mean? And so that's what it was. It was a lapse. And basically, I was living with someone that I didn't get along with, and I wasn't okay with where I was in life, and I fucked up one night. And that's what that video talks about.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna watch that video after the stream. Yeah, I remember seeing the first video I saw from you. I think you were just talking about your journey living in your car and how you felt. Didn't you feel like you needed to put yourself in that position of living in your car and doing gig economy just because that was like what your mind was telling you to do, to give yourself a fair chance to win and be sober?
Absolutely, yeah. That on top of YouTube, living in my car has definitely helped keep me sober, but just for the sake of not wanting to use in my car. And so that's definitely been huge for me as well.
Yeah, and I wonder how many people out there that go through crystal meth addiction and get off of it, document that through YouTube, and live in their car for as long as you have. I think I don't know, man. I think you're a really unique and rare person. And
I think I've probably been doing it a lot longer than a lot of other people. But I will say, I know there's so many people out there living in their vehicles right now that haven't told one single person about it. Don't talk about it on social media. It's really sad, man. Unless you're doing it on purpose, like me. But yeah. There's so many different situations as far as the whole car life thing goes.
Yeah, man. So I guess for someone out there that could be watching this that is currently struggling with addiction of some kind, as someone who is, I guess, a veteran of recovery, which I would consider you, at least comparatively, what advice, what key things would you tell them as far as just getting through it, man, and pushing through?
Man, this is going to be really tough for a lot of people to hear. But what really, really worked for me is finding some sort of higher power. For me, that's God, the biblical version of that. For others, it could be Mother Nature. It could be, it literally could be anything. But that is the number one thing that has helped me tremendously, is spirituality. Second, I would say uh, friends and family is super important. You need someone that you can rely on to for a phone call, just to talk to, someone you can trust. That's huge. And the third thing, man, I would probably say time management. Just because if you're not doing anything with your time, those thoughts are going to creep back up on you. And if you've got the time for them, they're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger until eventually, you know, they might hatch. You know what I mean? So, find hobbies, find a job, find people that you can hang out with. Time management, that would be the third thing I would say.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that yesterday. Like healthy distractions, positive distractions.
Right.
Because
Yeah, for sure.
I think so many times I will turn to very negative and unhealthy distractions, man, and it makes you feel better in the moment, but it is not worth it. It is not worth it in the long run. If you were to graph out your emotions and your productivity like a linear chart, so do you feel like 5 years into it, has it been worth it, or do you at times question this journey?
For sure, it's been worth it, man. I mean, I didn't think I was ever going to get to the point of where I'm at today. I just thought I was just going to be a miserable addict the rest of my life. You know what I mean? So there is hope. I was that person that was literally trying to basically kill myself every single day for 8 years straight. And I managed to find a way out, and I'm living a a fulfilling life now, I suppose you could say. It doesn't always feel that way. I'd be lying if I said it. Sometimes it doesn't feel fulfilling sometimes, but it definitely feels a lot better than if I was shooting up. So I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yes, let's talk about that, because I feel like sometimes, just speaking from experience, I think I imagine I'm going to get sober and then everything is going to be sunshine and rainbows and it's going to be so good. And when it doesn't measure up to that unrealistic expectation I set, then I think, oh, no, this isn't worth it. This wasn't worth it. And I want to go back to getting high. I want to go back to feeling okay. So like currently, what place are you in mentally, or what's going on like currently, present day Jake?
Honestly, I haven't been okay, which which could probably sound really weird with everything that we just talked about, but just like, but the thing is though, is I'm still sober, and like I know that I can work through all these things that I'm dealing with right now. I'm just right this second. I'm just working at a job that I'm not very fond of, that I don't want to be at. I've been on a 2 or 3 month break from YouTube, and that was a big crutch for me and expressing my feelings and everything. And I just haven't been doing it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to figure out other avenues of things that I could pursue in life, and everything's kind of just hasn't been working out lately. One was real estate. Tried to do my classes for the third time in a row, and I just thought it was really freaking boring, to me at least. Started training jujitsu, love that, but with the job I have right now, I actually couldn't afford it, and so I stopped. And it was also just taking up a lot of my time because I was still trying to study the real estate, but that didn't work out either. And so it's just like it's a bunch of me trying. It's a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of me trying, just not. It's none of it's working out. But that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, is that I'm actually trying different things, even though they're not working out. And so that's kind of just what I've been living through lately, is just trying a bunch of things, trying to figure life out.
Yeah, and I think sometimes trying something and having it blow up in your face and figuring out it wasn't for you just within a month, 2 months, 6 months, it isn't that bad of a thing. Like, because if you think about me, I spent 7 years of my life to become a teacher, 7 years, and I could let that eat me up. Like, damn, I tried that and it failed, right? But I don't view it like that, man. I feel like as long as you're taking action and you're taking taking your time to figure out what you want to do, and you are going down different avenues and going down different paths, you're getting somewhere. And I feel like so many people are scared to take that action.
Yeah,
I know I
for
am.
sure.
I'm scared to take action. It's scary, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah,
But it's
no doubt.
it's so necessary, man. So currently, like with you feeling down and stuff, have you found anything in your sober lifestyle that is helping you like currently just get through it, man? Because I know you said you're not feeling okay, and I hate to hear that, but you're still sober and you're still sticking with the plan. So like, what do you tell yourself to stick with it?
Don't give up. Um, you know, I'll say it again. Spirituality has been the number one thing for me, and just praying a lot. I heavily rely on that to help me get through. Also, I'm addicted to running, and running is, oh my God, if anyone is going to take anything today, man, just try and break a sweat once a day. I can't tell you how much relief that has given me. I've probably ran every day for like the past month trying to get through all the shit that I've been
And
going through, and it helps.
you don't let things get in the way of your running schedule, do you? You stick to that, don't you?
Absolutely.
I remember when
Yeah.
we hung out. We were having a good time talking and everything, and you're like, "Hey, man, I hate to do this, but I got to go for a run." And I thought that was cool, man. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. So on that same tip of spirituality, I feel like so many people shoot down spirituality because they hate the idea of it. But I feel like even something like the law of attraction, right? Which isn't really, it's not obviously it's not a religion or anything, but the core tenets of it are to be positive, to have faith, to believe in yourself, and to think positively and put out energy that you want to come back to you. And I feel like that overlaps with a lot of things in a lot of different religions. And if you maybe are super closed off to religion and you really don't want to open that up, maybe look into something like the law of attraction, right? I just feel like
Yeah.
having some kind of belief, or having some kind of faith in a higher power, faith in just something, man, because I feel like we can't do it alone. I feel like trying to do it alone and trying to make sense of it alone is a recipe for disaster.
I completely agree.
Yeah, man.
I agree, man.
So, well, shit, man. Is there any other like just wisdom that you want to share with the chat, or just anything that you want to say?
Um, hmm.
Because we got people dealing with loneliness, man. We got people dealing with lack of direction in their lives. We got people dealing with addiction. We got people dealing with heartbreak, grief, all types of things, man.
Could we maybe do this? Maybe ask the chat if there's anything that they would want to ask me that might maybe related to anything I've talked about, and
Yeah.
then in the meantime,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to ask you a question if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Yeah, chat. Let us know if you have any questions for Jake before he goes, and we can get those answered. But yeah, man, ask me anything.
And this might sound kind of weird, and I promise I'm not trying to sound like an asshole or anything. Um, how do you feel doing what you've been doing the past like 7 days with the counseling on YouTube? I know that but you and I have discussed that we haven't been in the best place mentally lately. Does it like when you're hearing all of these amazing people's stories and what they're going through, does that affect you at all? Does that like add on to your the darkness that you're already going through, or or is it like helping you? Do you think?
I think that I forget if it was day 4 or day 3. One of the days it was really getting to me, man. And I was comparing my situation to the other people's situations, and I was beating myself up, saying like, "Wow, you're such a piece of shit. Like these people have it worse, and you're being a baby and you're complaining." But I realized the fault in that line of thinking, and how that's just such a terrible way to look at things. Besides that one day, I would say every day that I've done this, it has helped me hold myself accountable, and it has helped me just have something to look forward to, man. Because if I didn't have this stream and I'm going through all this stuff, like I would just, not everyone in my personal life wants to hear me talk about this for 2 hours a day, and I know a lot of my fans don't want to hear it either. And but the ones that do and the ones that are here, man, it has meant a lot, and I do really appreciate it. And I think it has helped me, man. This is the first week of the entire year that I have been actually genuinely sober for 7 days in this whole year.
Man, that is beautiful. So, dude, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, dude, and like literally like people like you, man, people that don't give up regardless of of what's happening, and it would have been so easy for you to quit, man. And I just try to think of people like you that inspire me to keep going. And yeah, dude, I really hope that I can stick with it, man, and that I could be inspirational like you are to me, man. I hope I can be that for other people.
I appreciate that, man. That really means a lot to me. Yeah, like just the other day, when you texted me, actually it was earlier today. I was going through like probably the worst time, and just a simple text from you saying, "How are you doing?" meant so much to me. Even if I didn't reply or anything like that, just that one little tiny text, dude, just turned my whole entire day around. And so I'm grateful to you for that. And I'm excited to see where this takes you, man. After the 7 days, I wasn't sure how long you had planned on doing it. I just know that I'm proud of you for even doing it for a week. So
yeah, man. The goal right now is to get to October 31st. And then I'm going to reevaluate and I'm going to reset my goals, man, because I feel like too often I've set too lofty and too unrealistic of goals, and it's fallen short. So I'm just trying to set that realistic goal. But yeah, man, what you said about just me asking how you are, changing the course of your day, I feel like I want to keep that in my mind. Because there's a lot of people out there that feel down and feel alone, and if you're feeling down and alone, like, maybe just check on someone, man. Maybe just take your pain and how you feel and imagine someone else is feeling like that, and then try to think of something nice you could do for them or say to them, or just check on them, man. Let someone know you care. I feel like too often we don't. We might think about someone, but we won't check on them. And you crossed my mind today, and I was like, man, I haven't talked to Jake in a few months, and I just wanted to check on you, man. And I know we're not, we're not. Too frequently of communicators, man, but I really do care about you, man, and I do hope you're doing good,
Thank you, brother. I feel the same exact way.
And we had a beautiful time in Austin, Texas, bro. So if you guys have not seen any of Jake's videos, I really, really highly suggest subscribing to his channel and watching his videos. And he's super relatable, super genuine, great edits. And if you want to watch him on my channel, he was in the Eeyore's birthday video. And yeah, we had a good time that day, man. When we went to that park with my girl and her nephews, yeah, man, I really enjoyed that, and I know they enjoyed you being there.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, man. And yeah, let's I'm gonna try to do better at staying in contact, man, because it has been a few months. And anytime you ever want to talk, I just want you to know that I'm here for you, man. And you have a lot of value to me, bro. I really do. I think you're an awesome guy.
Oh, I appreciate it. I love you, dude.
I just want to know what the cost is when I give my whole life to my 3 bosses. Only living life when I'm off work, feeling lost, hurt, and a dull herd. What have y'all heard? I cannot learn how to be a cog in the wheel. Real, raw, let me know how you feel. Deal, walls in my room looking teal. Purple on the 4th, I need a warm meal.